From genetic history to one of the biggest maritime disasters of all time. If you're obsessed with the Titanic, then this one is for you. It's an exhibition of artifacts from the doomed passenger ship, and Juliet went to check it out.
The Titanic was, at the time of its sinking, one of the most technologically advanced feats of human engineering, not to mention the human tragedy. Sinking on its maiden voyage to New York from Great Britain in 1912, taking more than 1,500 of its 2,224 passengers and crew to the icy depths of the North Atlantic. It's captured the hearts and minds of millions, from mental imagery of how such a large ship could have struck an iceberg to the sheer loss of life. And let's not forget James Cameron's reimagining of the event in his film of the same name. The RMS Titanic was discovered in 1985, broken in two, and is still gradually disintegrating thanks to undersea pressure, currents, and chemical processes. And that's where our suggestion for a holiday day trip comes in, because the Titanic Arteftact Exhibition has just arrived at the Watershed V&A in Cape Town. Titanic, the Arteftact Exhibition, takes visitors on a journey through the life of Titanic, paying homage to the indomitable force of the human spirit in the face of tragedy. With a number of historic artifacts that have been recovered from the wreckage on display, none of them hit closer to home than the gold pocket watch that belonged to one of the passengers, Thomas William Solomon Brown, a Cape Town native. Thomas was a successful hotelier who decided to relocate to Seattle, where his sister-in-law lived to pursue other business ventures. He was traveling with his family in second class when tragedy struck. His wife and daughter were rescued, but Thomas died on the sinking ship and his body was never recovered.
The idea behind Titanic, the Artifact Exhibition, is to engage people in the story of Titanic. It's only 100 years old, but it's something that has resonated with people throughout the world for over 100 years. So to tell that story with artifacts that have been recovered from the wreck site really makes an impact about the people who were on board, the things that happened on board, and how that legacy was created.
Only 333 bodies of the more than 1,500 people who died have been recovered and buried at land, the rest having been taken by the sea. With its discovery in 1985, a very important mystery was solved using the technology to observe and salvage the wreckage, that of whether it sank in one piece or broke in two. The sinking of the Titanic spurred the advancement of new technology and regulation, from modernized lifeboats to regulations about maritime communication and safety procedures. Before the accident, there were only periodic radio communications made to ports from ships, but the sinking of Titanic allowed regulation to come into place that necessitated 24-hour communications, so that never again would maritime loss of life be so great. The Titanic Artifact Exhibition is just one of the many things to do over the December holidays in Cape Town. And although it's old technology, it's still a great story.